Hello again. Viewers have probably seen the way that Home Secretary Suella Braverman is being denounced as heartless and cruel by all sorts of people, including, of course, Gary Lineker. This is because of the new law which she is putting forward, the illegal migration bill. I earnestly advise everybody not to get involved in this nonsense because it has nothing at all to do with stopping illegal immigration and will have literally no effect whatsoever. How can I be so confident about this? Why am I speaking with such cast iron assurance, you probably wonder? Is it just my usual arrogance, or do I have a reason for being so absolutely certain about this matter? Well, that's very simple. Allow me to quote from a piece on the BBC website. Where possible, those asylum seekers affected would be sent back within a few days to their home country, from where they could launch their appeal. If the country of origin is not safe because of war or their fear of persecution, they will be returned to the last safe country they passed through, such as France or Germany. Hang on a moment though. This news item, to which I'll give a link in the description to this video, is not from the current fuss, it's from 2002. It is about the Asylum, Nationality and Immigration Bill which was passed that year. That was a long time ago when David Blunkett was Home Secretary. We read that David Blunkett's plan to deport thousands of asylum seekers from the UK before they can appeal has been welcomed by his French counterpart. All the people who are now cutting up rough about the cruelty and inhumanity of the proposed illegal migration bill were saying exactly the same thing 21 years ago about the Asylum, Nationality and Immigration Bill. It passed into law, of course, 20 years ago and had precisely no effect at all upon applications for asylum or the way in which claims for asylum were handled. Nobody was deported, and in fact there are now twice as many claims for asylum each year as was then the case. This bill, like the present one about which everyone's making such a fuss, was introduced by Tony Blair's government for the same reason that Rishi Sunak is now pushing ahead with the illegal migration bill. Nothing at all to do with stopping asylum seekers, and everything to do with persuading voters that the government is cracking down on abuses of the system. Does anybody now remember the Nationalities and Borders Act, which came into force only last year? This is now the law of the land, and it contains a specific clause which deems anybody who travelled to the UK via a safe country, including France, inadmissible for asylum. Did any viewers know about this? Does anybody remember David Blunkett's Act, which said exactly that very thing in 2002 as well? That is to say, 20 years before the Nationalities and Borders Act, which appeared last year. So we already have two laws which are very clear about not allowing people to claim asylum in this country if they travelled here from France. In other words, the 2002 Asylum, Nationality and Immigration Bill and 2022 Nationalities and Borders Act already enshrine in law everything which a new illegal migration bill proposes. They give the Home Secretary all the powers necessary to refuse asylum to anybody coming here from France, and yet these powers have never been used. Would anybody care to guess why? The only conclusion really is that the government does not really care how many people cross the channel in this way. Certainly they worry about what the electorate will say about it and what the results might be at the ballot box, And so they regularly pass ferocious laws which it is claimed will tackle the situation once and for all. But even as they do so, the Prime Minister and Home Secretary know that they are not going to enforce these laws. It is pure theatre, a puppet show designed to deceive ordinary people. I will not speculate why successive governments do not want to stop or control immigration to this country. I merely observe that it is the case. So I advise people not to get drawn into the fuss about this new law, which is currently being debated. It will make not the least difference to the number of illegal immigrants arriving in this country, and nor will it result in any deportations at all. If the Home Secretary wished, she could already refuse asylum claims for those coming here from France, and she could also deport them without any right of appeal. The law has been in place for 20 years and never been used. In the description to this video, I give links to various news items about these laws.